Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to address a question, a topic that Devin Brines commented. Can I ask your advice? Maybe it'd be cool, a good topic, good video topic too. Generally, I'm really kind to people in public, but lately I've been so retaliatory when someone is mean or rude to me. I've gotten to the point where nobody scares me, and when I react to someone's meanness, it freaks me out how effing mean I can be. I always feel like an asshole afterwards, but if I don't respond that way and am passive instead, what the other person says continues to upset me for longer than I'd like. How would you recommend that a person deal with those situations? It seems like I keep running into rude people in public, and I just honestly don't know how to deal with it. Maybe it would be a good topic for a video. Take it easy. Well, thank you for that question. I think that's actually super relevant to not only you, but really anybody. Sorry if this camera is shaky. I think there's nobody out there that can honestly say they've never reacted negatively to rude people. I think anybody that is a human being has let someone get to them at some point, whether that is a family member, a friend, or just a random stranger like you're talking about. And that's hard. I understand the feeling of wanting to kind of give a reaction because you don't want to be passive, but to me it really does depend on the situation. But more than anything, you have to be able to put yourself in their shoes. There's a reason why they're acting rude, and it's sometimes hard to think about that at the time. Because, especially if it's just like unwarranted rudeness, it can just seem like it came from left field. And you may wonder, what the F, like, why is this person being so rude for no reason? But typically, it's nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with that person. And maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they are insecure. There's so many different things that could actually cause someone to be rude. I know I've been rude before, and I think everybody's been in the other, like the role of the rude person at some point as well. I mean, I know for me, I used to have a bad road rage problem. That's like the only time that I would ever get mad. It's not bad anymore, but I used to get really upset by people on the road because I felt like, you know, when people cut me off or something like that, I would get upset. But so that probably came off as me being a rude person, which at the moment that was a rude action, but it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a rude person in general. Everybody has their bad moments, so you have to be able to put yourself in that person's shoes and realize that it most likely isn't you. And you also have to think about why it's affecting you so much if you don't react. And this may be kind of a talk that you need to have with yourself. And I think everybody's gone through this, where it seems like, oh, I don't want people to think that, like, I'm a bad person for not reacting, or like that I would put up with this kind of thing, or whatever it is. You have to kind of put your pride aside and realize that acting rude or mean to someone in return is not going to serve you. It's just going to come back to you, and that might be the reason why you are seeing so many people be rude to you. I mean, everybody deals with rude people, but if it is a repetitive thing, you may have to think about how you are presenting yourself. And this can be a reality check that may not be the easiest thing to realize. I know, speaking of rude, I remember, I forget exactly what you said, but one of your first comments on one of my videos, which I love you, I love your comments, all that stuff, but I remember your first comment on one of my videos, I think it was on the Unrequited Love Part A, was actually kind of a rude comment, and I called you out for it. And you ended up being really nice, but doing things like that, going out of your way and writing rude comments or doing stuff like that isn't gonna serve you either. Like I've said before, I have only disliked one video my whole life on YouTube, and I ended up undisliking it because I felt bad for it. Because for me, it's the same thing as YouTube. I mean, and when it comes to YouTube as it does come to real life. Like, I'm not going to go around to other people's videos, whether I dislike them or not. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that are maybe not the best people, for example, Logan Paul, but I'm not going to go onto his YouTube channel and spread hate and dislike his videos, because that's just not going to serve you. You have to be able to come out of yourself, come out of your ego, come out of your pride, and set that aside. Realize that you are different, and the perception of someone else towards you isn't your reality. People can think whatever someone's opinion of you is not who you are. There's so many different opinions. Everybody has their own opinion about anybody they know in their life or they see in their life, but that still doesn't mean that that's who you are. My opinion of you is not who you are. Your mother's opinion of you is not who you are. So when you set that aside and you're able to realize that it really is the other person, and the best thing you can do is just be as nice as possible and just let it go. I've been kind of known for being very unreactive towards situations. At Starbucks, when I was working at Starbucks in Seattle, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I feel like I have, but we did like a few girls at my Starbucks made a D&D Dungeons and Dragons alignment chart. And if you're not familiar with it, you can look it up. But basically, in the very middle is the true neutral, which is basically, I guess, the least reactive type person, the most consistent. And I was placed in the very center of true neutral. And I was wondering why I was placed there. And they said that out of everybody that we work with, I was the person that never reacted negatively towards any situation, no matter what happened, because at Starbucks, like anywhere else, you're gonna deal with some rude people. You're gonna deal with people that are just out to get you for no reason. And at first, to ignore it or to play it off or to be nice can be hard. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. But it's so much easier to be mean to someone because it's more of like the human nature reaction to want to just react negatively to something negative. But if you're able to contain yourself and realize that that affects you, but not letting it get to you, you're gonna be a lot better off. So yeah, I don't know if that truly answers the question. I hope it does. I think that's a really good question to answer. And let me know in the comments below how you deal with reactive situations, or how do you stop from retaliating from situations. Yeah, so I'm obviously not perfect. Like I said, I used to have road rage. It was pretty bad. But I don't anymore, and I very rarely get upset. And I still do get upset every once in a while, but for the most part I'm able to contain myself, and I think it's possible for anybody within reason. If you have like a severe mental illness, obviously it's a lot harder, but I hope that this answers the question, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.